Hi guys, my name is Henry, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly what I did to lose 16.6 kgs in 100 days. And if you're new to this channel, a very warm welcome to you. Please hit that subscribe button so that we can grow together, because I've got a lot of things that I want to share with you guys. So before we get started, this video in not any way does it constitute medical advice. I'm not a health professional. I'm just someone who wants to share with you things that worked with me, for me, so that it can perhaps inspire you during your own journey. So guys, before I get into what actually assisted me to lose weight, just a bit of background. I've always considered myself to be overweight. I've always struggled, tried to get the right body, tried to lose weight all my life, basically, right? But I finally found something that worked for me. And if you want to just see a bit more of that journey, you can actually visit a YouTube link I'm gonna put in the description below, of my journey through this weight loss process, right? So let's get into it. So the first thing that I actually did was just to change what I ate. Guys, if you're struggling with weight, there's an 80% chance that you're just eating the wrong thing. Because I personally think that there's something called being carb intolerant. What is being carb intolerant? And I think I'm basically one of those people who are carb intolerant. Carb intolerant is when your body just doesn't process carbs well. So, for instance, you've got that friend who can eat anything that they want to eat. They can eat all sort of carbs, they can eat pizzas, sweets, chocolates, but they remain trim and proper. But when you do it, man, those things, they just go to all the wrong places. Man, you can't get rid of them. That's what carb intolerance is, or what I think it is, being carb intolerant. So what did I do? I changed the way I ate, and I went onto a low carb diet. Yes guys, I did the keto diet and I stuck to it. And I'm currently loving it, right? What is the keto diet? The keto diet is a low carb, moderate protein and high fat diet. That's what it is. So what it simply means is that instead of you getting your main source of fuel from carbohydrates, you are substituting that with fat. So, and how does that look like? It basically looks like, with regards to the calories which you need in a day, for your energy, the composition of these calories will look like this. About 70% you get your calories from fat, 20% from protein, 5% from your leafy, non-starchy veggies, and 5% from carbs. I actually learned this from Dr. Berg, and I used his beginner's guide to get that information. So you might be thinking to yourself, so does this mean that, I'm going to have a plate full of of fat? No, it doesn't mean that. You don't need to have a plate full of fat. What you simply do is a simple thing, guys. You need to eyeball your food. So the trick that I use is that, I still use it, is that I look at my plate. 50% of my plate is veggies, leafy greens, right, or cauliflower, whatever it is. 50%. 25% of that is actually protein, and another 25% is my fat. So my avocado, nuts, or whatever, something like that, just some fat, so cheese. It just depends. Though for me, when I was really gunning for it, I kept away from dairy products. So that's what the keto diet is. When you're looking at your plate and counting, I'm not really big in terms of counting macros and doing all these things using apps, guys. I try to simplify things as much as possible, and I think the best thing you can do for yourself when you want to embark on this low fat, low carb diet, or any diet, whatever you want to do, simplify things for yourself in your own mind. So guys, that's what I did. The first thing that I did was just change the way I eat. I went on keto because what happens is that when you put your body on keto and you get in a state of ketosis, when you're actually using ketones and all these things, is that your body starts utilizing your fat for energy, and as I said, instead of carbs. So what it means is that it becomes fat adapted. So when the fat you're eating in terms of your diet becomes, your dietary requirements becomes depleted, your body will then turn to the fat reserves that are already in your body. And that's awesome. So what it means is that instead of burning sugar now, that when sugar burns out, you really feel tired, you get headaches. But now what happens is that when your fat, the fat you just ate, runs out, your body then switches to the fat in your body, and this is when the magic starts to happen. That fat just starts stripping off. So keto is just an issue of changing your fuel source from glucose, carbohydrates to fat. That's all it is. And that's the first thing that I did to lose weight. And the second thing that I did, but before I tell you guys the second thing that I did to lose weight, if you are getting value out of this video, please hit that comment, that like button, and comment what stood out for you so far. So guys, the second thing that I actually did is the second strategy that I incorporated intermittent fasting. What is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is simply a pattern of eating. Right? So instead of eating all the time, or the normal time, breakfast, lunch, and supper, or some snacks in between, you actually fast for a period of time during the 24 hours of a day. So for example, the fast that I did, or which I currently do and works for me, is the 16-8. What it means, 16-8 means that you are basically fasting or not eating for 16 hours in a day, and you're only eating for 8 hours, in an 8-hour window. But the kicker though, the trick that makes intermittent fasting work is that you actually eat your required calories of the day in that 8-hour window. So you don't eat anything and everything. You just eat your required amounts of calories. And the other awesome thing that you can actually do to make things work is that you split your calorie intake into definite meals. Some people eat it in one meal in an hour. That's 1 meal a day, OMAD. Or like I do, you can do 2 meals a day. So it's just 2 meals, basically made from what I do from between 12 and 1, I'll eat the first meal of the day. Then between 7 and 8, or even earlier, I'll eat the second meal. So guys, why intermittent fasting works, and the trick to this is that you actually reduce your insulin levels. So insulin is the hormone which is secreted in your body each and every time you eat, and every time you eat this, every time you secrete it, amongst other things, it will actually prevent your body from burning the fats that you have. So it's like a blocker. It's the lock that stops your body from burning fat. So the way you can actually win when you're on intermittent fasting is that make sure that you're only secreting its insulin in controlled times during the day, not all the time. So when you snack, for example, it means each and every time you snack, you are secreting insulin, and that acts against fat burning. Wow, man, this is actually contrary to everything I learned when I was trying to lose weight. They'll tell us, you need to snack so that you can increase your metabolism, but that is not actually the case. The more you snack, the more insulin is secreted in your body, and the more fat is blocked from actually being burnt. So that's actually counterproductive. So that's intermittent fasting for me, guys. That's the second strategy that I use. And the third strategy that I used to actually lose fat is exercising. Exercise. Guys, you know this. 80% is what you do in the kitchen and what you eat, and 20% is exercise. Well, it's just like when you're in varsity, man. You don't need to do the coursework, but at least if you get that coursework right, it will actually increase the chances of you getting a higher mark in your end of year exams. So that's exercise. So when it comes to exercise, guys, again, there's different information out there. Do you do weights or do you do cardio? So I like running, I like cardio. So I looked at cardio. Then another debate, do you do HIIT, high intensity interval training, or do you just run? And most of the things that people tell you is that, you don't, you need to incorporate HIIT. Running by itself will not help you long distances. But the truth is, guys, I've been only running this whole 100 days. I run at least twice a week. That's what I've been doing. And it's been working for me. That's all I've been doing. So far, what I've done, I've been tracking my runs on the Nike running app. And so far, I've actually run 357.31 kilometers in this past 100 days. So, does HIIT work, or does just running work? For me, running long distances essentially work for me. I think that the point, guys, first of all, exercise is 20% of the whole thing. So just do something. Just do what you like. Don't, as I said, don't complicate it. Simplify it in your own mind. Now you're going to think about getting trainers. You're going to think about enrolling at a gym. You're going to do those things are great, but if you don't have access to them, just simplify the journey. Start walking. Just start doing something, and you will definitely get some results, right? And the fourth thing I did, guys, but before I tell you the fourth thing, if you are getting value from this video, please share this video right now, so that let your friends know what information is out there, and let them know what you're actually watching as well. So the fourth and final thing that I did, guys, is that I changed my mindset. Our mindset is actually what controls everything that happens around us. So whatever you're seeing, if you're seeing your body is not in the way that you want, it's because of what has been happening internally within you. So if you change what's happening internally, then what's happening outside will change as well. Because what you're seeing right now is the final product, but what's inside of you are the ingredients. So the first thing I did, guys, was to get some education. So if you can get the education and get the reason why you eat the way you eat and what you eat, then it can actually inform your choices. Then you can have better results. I think for us, guys, for some of us, we can't really blame ourselves because it's because of the information which was there, which says that for you to have a meal, have X amount of carbs and fats are bad. But now we've got the education which we can actually change what's actually what we put inside and ultimately our end result. So the first thing, change your mindset by getting the right information. I follow a lot of keto channels, especially Dr. Berg's channel, because there's a lot of good information there. And the other thing that you have to do with regards to your mindset, guys, is to just know that this is a journey. This is a journey. For you to get where you are, it has taken time. And for you to actually change and begin to see results, it's going to take time as well. You're going to hit, you're going to miss, whatever is going to happen. But what you need to do is to just say that, I'm going to become healthy first before I start losing weight. So if you commit to your health, there are a lot of things happening these days. We need to boost our immune system. We need to be healthy, guys. We can no longer afford to have diabetes and high blood pressure and things like that. So we need to get the right information first. So become healthy, as Dr. Berg says, first, then you begin to lose weight. So guys, those are the 4 things that I did to basically lose 16.6 kgs in 100 days. The journey continues and I'm still at it, and I'll be giving you more feedback. So hit that post notification bell so that you can know every time I go back on, when I come online, so that you can see my videos. I've got much more, guys, to share with you. Cheers, goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.